In this tutorial, we'll show you how to create rule sets for configurable consolidation and financial consolidation.